Yeah. Hello. Welcome. Open Pagan Church. Hope everyone watching is having a good morning, afternoon, evening, good day. Depending on whether you're watching our live broadcast or our pre recorded program. Our topic for today will dive right on in. Good morning. Hello. Um, First off, Facebook, typical to Facebook, is having heartburn. Um, I'm getting streaming speeds of anywhere from 2.5 megs per second to 0, and it goes right back. So, yeah. Um, Facebook is functioning as designed. We've, on that note, we've been looking for a different venue to do our live broadcast. As I've said before, I've considered YouTube, live streaming, and a few other live stream broadcasts. The problem we've run into is so many people that watch our broadcast are on Facebook, and most of them, they don't really think about actually going to another web page URL to view our live stream. So we'll continue here on Facebook till it either goes belly up or Facebook gets their head out, one of the two. Welcome to those who are just joining. Glad to have you. Feel free to kick in. This is a topic that I think touches us all, whether you are pagan, whether you're atheist, agnostic, Christian, Muslim, Jewish, whatever. The dark times touch us all when the solstice come around. The sun goes down a lot earlier, a lot sooner. It gets dark quicker. We end up with this quote daylight savings time, and we end up with less sunshine per day than we're used to. That has a physiological, psychological effect on human beings. Now, I know in my younger years I really didn't understand what was going on, and the research that I did and everything that I looked up didn't say anything about it. During that period of time, nobody seemed to realize or care that when humans have a lack of sunshine, they tend to get a little pissy. They tend to get a little combative, if you will, in some situations. So, with that being said, my chosen path, of course, is shamanism. Now, in shaman, we lean on the dark times to be able to handle more of our doubt, be able to handle more of our anxieties, anger, fear, what have you. And I've seen much the same in other traditions. Wicca, witchcraft, Fae, Druid, Asatru, for the most part. But we all, as human beings, go through the dark times where lack of sunshine does affect our attitude, our emotions. I've known quite a few people through the years that were manic and bipolar, multiple personalities. I've noticed during this period of time, which is rather odd, most especially as Yule gets closer, we all know that December 21st, December 20th, 21st, 22nd, depending on where you're at in the world, is known as the shortest day of the year. That's the period of time that the sun is visible, the shortest day of the year. So I've noticed that people with emotional issues and mental illness, if you will, tend to become more combative this time of year. Now, it's not 100%, it's just most of the ones that I've known. So, what are some of the ways we can handle that? What are some of the ways you handle your dark times? Some of the ways that you find that you cope with what's going on around you, lack of sunshine, inability to keep a stable mood, if you will, or what do you call your dark times? And we'd like to see your post, your ideas down in the chat. Those of you that watch the pre recorded version, by all means, put your ideas down there how you cope because there will be others that watch our broadcast at a later date. So, what are some of the things we can do? What are some of the things you can do to help you through your dark times? Well, let's think about it. First off, vape. And coffee. Now, first, first thing, what institutes or what constitutes or what defines, whatever word you like, the dark times? Well, excuse me. You find yourself um, Michelle says she gets in a tanning bed. It helps. All right. Well, thing you got to watch with tanning beds is they're like an oven. They'll cook you. Yeah. I like the way Facebook dropped at the precise moment I said you got to watch tanning beds. They'll cook you. Yeah. Well done. Leave that one alone. Anyway, um, moody. People this time of year, and it's not just because of the holidays. The holidays do compile it, right? They compound the issue, make it worse. This time of year, stress is up. The holidays, um, trying to get organized for the holidays. The people that follow Christmas shopping, last minute, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, they're thinking they have to spend all of this money and time. So we're compiling the stress, right? And we have less sunshine, bad weather. Um, Many parts of the world, it's cold, it's snowy. Like I said, less sunshine. So we get moody, we get anxious. Some people have a short temper. Well, this time of year, the temper gets shorter, tends to go off quicker. And with with the advent of online shopping, without voicing any names and being accused of advertising for an establishment, with the advent of online shopping, what little bit of shopping I do for the holidays is point and click. A wonderful little thing called a mouse. Well, I can't get the point and click. Oh, well, yeah. Where'd my mouse go? Oh, there it is. That actually helps because it keeps you from getting out in the malls, in the shopping centers, in the big box stores, if you will, the super centers, with super stupid people doing super stupid things. So we're compiling all of this stress, and I was talking to someone the other day, listening to them going on and on about having to get their Christmas shopping done, trying to get it done. This particular individual does it all year long. So they'll find this for this person. They'll get it. They'll put it in a bag. They'll write their name on it, stick it up in the closet somewhere, or in a drawer or something. And then as it gets closer to Christmas, or well, holidays, whatever, for them it's Christmas. They have very little left to do, the last minute stuff, if you will. Now, some of you may be asking, what the hell this has to do with the dark times? A lot. It has a lot to do with it. Because anything in your life that compiles stress, that builds anxieties, that builds on the fears and the anxieties of what's going on with you, sometimes in order to understand depression, anxieties, fear, bipolar, if you will, happy one second, sad the next, and ready to kill somebody the next, you first have to learn the tools to deal with what's going on, right? Well, what do they tell you? Number one, admit there's a problem. Number two, learn to deal with the problem. Number three, deal with the problem. Now, in between all of these, you've got seeking help. However, you have to be willing to deal with it. The dark times are not as simple as the sun going down early and we get pissy. The sun going down early, we get depressed. The sun going down early, we get moody and edgy and blah de blah de blah de blah. What it comes down to is how you're going to handle that. Some of the, how do I put this, leaders of other religions that I've talked to through the years, being curious. I'm a curious type of fella. Some of the other religious leaders that I've talked to through the years, their retort or their reply is, let Jesus Christ lead you through these temptations and issues that you may be having on a daily basis. Let Jesus Christ have your greed and your anger and no. I say again, no. Granted, we all need a bit of help. Those of us that are pagan, we have our own deities, council, gods, goddesses, spirit guides, whatever. And we lean on them for guidance and assistance and understanding, education, and wisdom. I think I already said that. Anyway, we lean on them. That's cool. But at the end of the day, you, yes, you, the one watching this program that thinks I'm only talking to you, I am. I'm talking to you. You are responsible for your own actions. So if you use the dark time of year, quote unquote, to go out and commit Harry and get pissed off and slap somebody or scream at somebody, you can't turn around later and go, oh, I had a dark time of the year, it's not my fault. I've seen people do it. No. So, stand up, get a grip, and understand that what you're experiencing this time of year is a natural progression of things. It is a natural progression of human beings. to when we lose our sunshine, we get pissy. It is my responsibility to handle myself and the way I interact, react, and act around other people, other things. It's my responsibility to pay attention to how I treat myself. Because if I'm not good to myself and not taking care of myself, it's very unlikely that I can help take care of anybody else. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you that God and Goddess will heal all and they will get you through this. No. You have to get you through this. They're willing to help. We are willing to help. Your friends are willing to help. But at the end of the day, you've got to look at yourself in the mirror and go, wow, I was an asshole yesterday. Or when you get home from work and you found that you were really mouthy all day and you're standing there, you're changing clothes, you're doing what you're doing, your evening attire or evening routine, you're looking at yourself in the mirror and you go, why was I such an asshole today? I didn't have to be like that. We get through the dark times by reprogramming ourselves to realize, accept, and embrace that it's that time of the year. We get through the dark times because when we wake up and we've gotten up on the wrong side of the bed and we wake up madder than a wet hen ready to peck somebody's head off, we have to remember the world did not give you a bad day. And here's one of these momentum things I want to share with you. Handling the dark times. Yeah, you're probably going to get a kick out of this. During the dark times, I have seen more times than not when individuals become more clumsy, they become less stable, both emotionally, psychologically, and physically stable. I know for the longest time, during the dark time of year, before I realized what was going on and started working on getting a grip on it, I've been known to get out of bed, already pissed, stump my toe on the dresser, spin around, hollering and cussing at the top of my lungs, bounce off of the doorpost trying to get into the bathroom, almost dislocated a shoulder. Well, in the process of jumping on one foot because I stumped my toe on the dresser, I bounced off of the bathroom door, hit my hip on the bathroom cabinet, and ended up on the floor, almost on the commode. That has started out what many would consider a bad day. And it happens a lot during the dark time of the year when people already wake up in a bad mood. Now, check it out. You've already woken up in a bad mood. You're not paying attention to what you're doing. You get out of bed. You're already angry because you got to get out of bed and go to work or, I don't know, take the kids to school, cook breakfast, do whatever it is you have to do on your daily morning routine. Okay? So you're not even paying attention to what you're doing to begin with. And you stump your toe. I don't know of anybody that can stump their toe and not hurt. If you're good enough to stump your toe and not hurt, more power to you. But I can tell you, me, it hurts like hell. So in that little story that I told you a minute ago, it increased, it only made that situation worse when I allowed my anger to overrun my common sense. So I allowed the dark time of the year, I allowed this time of year to subconsciously control my actions. Yes, mercurochrome works good on a stump toe. You're right. That and iodine. I'm sorry. I like iodine. It burns a little bit, but I like it. Mercurochrome we used to call monkey blood. I, what I grew up calling it. Iodine burnt like hell. Monkey blood did not. But anyway, um, anyhow, I digress. I got sidetracked. Where was I? Oh, so human beings are already going through some issues during the dark time of the year, during as we get closer to the solstice, right? To Yule, as it were, runs, like I say, between December 20th and December 22nd, depending on where you're at in the world. I can tell you here in north central Texas, the 21st is Yule. The 21st is the shortest day of the year, and it varies as to how many hours of daylight we'll have. But for us, the 22nd is actual Yule. It is the rebirth of the sun where the days start to get longer. Usually, um, about Samhain is when the dark time of the year really kicks in, for me anyway. I really notice it's gotten darker sooner. I can't do a damn thing when I get home from work. I don't get home till 5 or a little after. Most people don't get home till 6 or 7. And by that time, it is good and dark. And unless you've got a really good lit yard and shop, there's just not any way you're going to get anything done other than in the house. Now, I've had a lot of people through the years when I've covered the dark times. They've asked me, well, what about saging your home? What about smudging and cleansing the darkness out of the house? What about all these mythological, metaphysical? What about all of this mythical magic to push away the darkness? To using magic to push away the very things that we bring on ourselves. When it comes to this time of year, it is a physiological, emotional, and physical change of a sort. Less sun means less vitamin D, I think it is. Vitamin D and E, if I remember correctly. It also causes for shorter days. So, saging the house is good sympathetic magic. Here's why. If you don't know what sympathetic magic is, go look it up. I'm not going to try to teach you here. But here are, and I want to go through some of the things. I wanted to spend the first half explaining what the dark times are, what causes them, what happens to us physiologically when we enter the dark times. So during this segment, I want to see. Dave's talking about sage and sweetgrass. Yes, sage or sweetgrass. Some people don't like sweetgrass. Um, I have seen people, and I'm going to say this, I have seen people smudge their house with cannabis. Yeah, they've used cannabis to smudge their house. Most parts of America, it's still illegal, so be careful doing that. So here's the thing. We can we can help the dark times by using um, positive action. I call it positive action and positive reaction. Okay? Here's what I mean by that. Get in a cleaning mode. They talk about spring cleaning. I believe in winter cleaning. Get in a cleaning mode. Get you some sage or herb of your choice, right? And bundle it. Go through and sage what you sage. Get some good music going. Get some good rhythm going. Maybe a good little dance. Um, I know that I love to listen to drum circle music when I'm in a cleaning mode. And when I get in these cleaning modes, pretty much everybody just gets the hell out of the way because I'm liable to lift you up and clean where you're sitting. I get a little OCD'd with that. But this time of year, it really does help my mood. It helps my mood, it helps my outlook. Of course, I can't just balls to the walls like I used to. Hell, I run out of air, I run out of steam, my back starts to hurt, and my knees and hips ask me if I've lost my mind. So you need to go at the speed that's capable, that's good for you. But positive action and positive reaction to this time of year can help you get through with a more positive outlook. And this is what you have to do. You have to change your outlook. You have to change your, what is it I always say? Change your reaction to others' actions. So if you're changing your reaction to this, to the yearly action, you're changing your reaction to the yearly action of the dark times. I mean, the Earth tilts and it spins, and there are times where the sun is shorter, and we get shorter days and longer nights. So we as human beings, we are passengers on our big blue marble that we call Mother Earth. The best way to deal with it, realize there's a problem, find the uh, cure or the something that helps you with that problem, and act on that problem. That's with any problem. That's with any addiction. Realize and admit, figure out the cure, act on the cure. Yes, get help where you can. At the end of the day, folks, it's up to you, yes, you, to change your outlook on the dark time of year. Now, where do we go from here? Well, onward and upward, I guess you could say. Because at the end of the day, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to look at ourselves in the mirror and we're going to have to go, I don't like the way you're acting. I don't like the way you're treating people. I don't like the way you're treating yourself. And I damn sure don't like the way you're talking to people. And this would be you talking to yourself in the mirror. I do this on occasion, right? And Dave says he's addicted to Chinese food. More power to you. Um, I am addicted to what? Food. I just like food. Well, I can't say that. I don't like all types of food. I'm very picky. Um, Good, juicy hamburgers. I guess you could say, um, being raised in Texas for the most part, I am addicted to gluten and grease. Gluten and grease. And sugar. Can't forget sugar. However, I have to brag on myself, ladies and gentlemen. You know that I drink coffee. I drink a lot of coffee. I drink coffee every chance I get. I have not used a single spoonful of sugar. Sugar. I don't use artificial sweeteners at all. Sugar. For 4 months. 4 months without sugar. Now, yes, I realize my creamer has sugar in it, but I do use creamer. You take my creamer away from you, I'll hit you over the head with my coffee cup. And that's a big ass coffee cup. You can't have my creamer. But I did quit using sugar in my coffee. Gluten, grease, and sugar helps with the dark days. Absolutely. Arr. Now you gotta have a little fun, right? So what about this? What do you do? I like to have fun. I like to do things during the dark times of year. I can't do a damn thing in the yard. I can't get outside and work. Trying to build something, that's just not going to happen. I mean, I've got a kitchen that I have to build. Um, I have to try to build a kitchen during this time of year. And we've figured out a way around it so we can go out to the shed, cut the boards, bring them all the way back through the house, and put them up where they need to go. But yeah, so it's going to be interesting. But what you do is you work more on a positive architecture. Okay. Now think about this. You know that wherever you're at, unless you happen to be in a geological area where the dark times of the year you don't really have a whole lot of bad weather, then what I'm fixing to say has nothing to do with you. But for those of us that live in geological areas where this time of the year the weather goes to hell in a handbasket, I can tell you in north central Texas, right? It goes from 80 degrees to raining cats and dogs to 30 degrees, freezing ice and rain and snow all at the same time, right? All the way back around to 80 degrees, and it can do that all in a 24-hour period. North Central Texas, go from shorts and a tank top to a parka, back to shorts and a tank top in 24 hours. I've seen it do it. Now tell me that won't screw with your physiological moods. Because you're sitting there, you're having your morning coffee, you look outside, like today, I'm looking out my office window. There is not a cloud in the sky. It is a absolute beautiful, gorgeous day. According to Android, it is 38 degrees with a north wind. I'm not going outside. Psych. So you get ready. You think you got this big, beautiful day outside, and you look at the temperature, and it's 38 freaking degrees. Not me, buddy. Yeah. Michelle says 24 degrees where she's at. Yep. Well, further up north you get, the colder it is. So you kind of get the point of where I'm going with all of this. This isn't my philosophy. Well, my philosophy on the dark times of year isn't anything new. These are things that you hear a lot on the radio. They're things that I know our news program here in the Dallas area, these guys talk about things you can do during this time of year when it gets dark early. Yeah, of course, they're not going to call it the dark times, bless their heart. They're little Christians and they just don't understand the dark time, right? So they call it daylight savings time. They need to get rid of daylight savings time. However, anyway, but they talk about the science of this time of year and how it affects people. And they're absolutely spot on. I mean, take a take a look at people in Alaska. There was a study. There was a study done some years ago. Now, bless their heart, these people go through 6 months of darkness. 6 months. The nights are 6 freaking months long. No, I ain't lost a damn thing in Alaska. I'd like to go visit. It's beautiful. I hear Alaska is absolutely gorgeous. I'll go during the summer. And even still during the summer, it's cold in Alaska. Yep, yep. Walking barefoot in the grass. Absolutely. But so, okay, none of this is new, right? But I find it absolutely amazing when I'm talking to people and they tell me, Don, how do I handle this time of year? I'm drug out. I have no energy. I'm depressed. I'm moody. I'm bitey. I'm pissy. And these are people that are in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, some of them. And they haven't figured out how to handle this time of year. I'm like, well, the answer is simple. The doing of the answer is not always simple, but the answer is simple. And they get up on the edge of their seat because they think I'm going to come up with some absolute mystical philosophy of wisdom that will guide them to happiness. Okay? Well, here is the mystical wisdom of the pagan minister and the shaman for those of you that don't know what to do this time of year and don't know how to get through the darkness. Here comes the wisdom. Wait for it. Ready? And I love that. I'm fixing to say something and Facebook blanks out. I love it. Anyway, here we go. Ready? Wisdom. Handling the dark time of the year. Here comes the wisdom of the pagan minister and the shaman. Are you ready? Change the way you react to this time of year. Recognize your fears, recognize your anxieties, recognize your trigger points for anger, recognize your doubt of self, and don't blame others for your own shortcomings. Because all of that is compounded during the dark time of year. It is compounded, it's perfectly natural, it's a human thing, it has nothing to do with magic. Nobody's casting on you. If anybody was casting on you, okay, well, maybe it's compounded a little bit this time of year. But all you got to do is change your reaction to others' actions. I'll say that again. Change your reaction to others' actions. Is it easy? Nope. Does it get better? Yes. Does it get easier? Sure it does. Once you have the information to move on and you have a foundation to build on to handle those dark anxieties, it does get easier. And I've had people tell me, but you don't seem to be affected by it. You don't live in here, do you? I suffer from the same anxieties and fear, anger issues, self confidence issues. I go through days where I question whether or not I'm absolutely certain I know my own name, just like everybody else. So there is no great big mystical secret of handling the dark times. Again, realize there's a problem. Learn how to handle the problem and handle the problem. Reach out to your groups and say, I'm having an exceptionally rough time this time of year. And then get ready to lay out why. What what do you think? And you need to do this for yourself too. What do you think is causing your dark time of year issues? Dave says sex helps. Well, good luck with that. Um, I hate to admit it, but yes, sex helps. Meditation helps. Um, Taking time for yourself helps. If you don't have any immediate family, which many don't, especially when they get up in their years like I am, I'm very fortunate to still have my parents. A lot of people do not. Many people don't have a close knit family. Reach out to your groups. Hey, I'm having a rough go of it this year. These are some of the things I'm having a problem with. Anybody have any good ideas? And man, you'll get a million of them. Everything from sage to cleansing to um, I've seen people say you've had a curse put on you. Really? I've seen people say, who's casting magic on you? We'll go out and slap them. Well, I hate to say it, but you probably cast on yourself. Michelle says giving helps. It's good. It's a good time of year to give. You have a wonderful point there. There are so many people that will not realize anything over the holidays at all. Take this period of time to give. If you don't have money or food or anything like that, give of your time. Find a local charity that you support, that you believe in, regardless of whether it's a Christian charity or a pagan charity. There's not a whole lot of pagan charities out there. I don't know why, but there's just not. I do know why, but I'm not covering it in this broadcast. Find a charity that you hold on to, that you believe in, and get out and dedicate, if nothing but an hour a week. If the only thing you can do is an hour a week at 10 or 20, 30 minutes at a time, whatever, go for it. Give. Give back to the society that gives to you. Boy, that was a loaded statement. Now, keep in mind, if society only gives you shit, don't give shit back. I should say, give better than what society gives to you. It's a good idea, Michelle. Thank you. And, um, sex helps. Self sex, partner sex, multiple partner sex. Anyway, family program, Don. Family program. Rated G. Well, rated G plus PG. What would it be called? PG 14? 13. Hell if I know. Anyway, yeah. So let's think about it. The dark time of the year is a you froze up in the dark days. Yep, there you go. Um, this time of year is a physiological, psychological event that happens to human beings, period. It just does. Humans are not the only animal on the planet it affects. It's real easy to Google it and see all of the different animals that this time of year has an effect on. We, as quote intelligent beings, ha ha ha, we we are supposed to know better. Don freezes spontaneously. Yeah, there you go. I told you, man, Facebook is tripping. I don't know what's going on. I think their algorithms are trying to take a holiday or something. I mean, I'm sitting here watching the streaming meter go from 0 to over 2 megs uplink. So go figure. See, Michigan always cloudy for the most part. Yeah, very depressing. No sun. Yeah, lack of sun. Yeah. So that's what the dark times are all about, people. Take a look within yourself. And I do want to close with this, and I want to go ahead and give you part of your Sunday back. And do understand, um, Live with the Shaman is at 11 o'clock a.m. Central Time. If you don't know what Central Time is, look it up. We hope to see you there. And if you're watching on our archive channels, hit like, give us suggestions, recommendations. Hit don't like, I don't care. Subscribe though, so you can get more of our crazy broadcast. Open Pagan Church, we're here for all. You don't have to be pagan, you don't even have to be spiritual. You can be of any religion you want to be. The only thing we absolutely demand is when you're in our channel, be respectful, right? And that is be respectful all times of year. Thank you very much. Right. So, thank you for watching Open Pagan Church. We'll see you next time, right here, hopefully with a good topic. Look forward to further discussion. Have a great day.